at nothing all day. And we've been taking care of business every day. Taking care of business every way. We've been taking care of business. It's all mine. Taking care of business. And I've been working overtime. Work out.
I'm still here. My bad.
Okay. We are back for another show. This is our fifth show in a row where we had to talk about a loss.
Ooh.
When are they going to get fun again, Molly?
I don't know. It's hurting a little bit. It's getting hard.
This is hard.
Hey, it's testing me.
2-6 in the Big Ten, and now they're 12-7 overall. I'm getting to the point where I'm not convinced that this team is going to be able to have a record over 500 in the Big Ten.
I mean, it's looking rough, right? It's looking pretty rough. I mean, saying 2-6 in the Big Ten for Iowa is not something you're used to saying. I'm just saying.
No, it's been a long time. I can't even remember the last time we had a record like that.
Yeah, and you know, but if you go 9 minutes without scoring in the second half, that's not good, and I don't know why. Like, that's the thing. Like, why? Why are we going 9 minutes without scoring?
Yeah.
Like, because when you're looking at Oregon and you're looking at us, you're looking at the matchup. I mean, both teams pretty matched up pretty well, just because of the fact that they both look like teams that don't have that rhythm quite yet. They're still trying to figure out their systems. They're still trying to figure out who's the leader. Like, Oregon looked the same way too. Like, you didn't see someone stepping up and really being a leader and a vocal leader. And then Iowa's still kind of struggling that same way. So, you know, when we started out, I mean, good Lord, the starting was amazing. I'm like, it's about time.
Did you see that amazing stat that they put up toward the end of the game? Iowa was 3 of 14 in field goals in the second half.
Yes.
I mean, it's amazing we were even in the game the second half with a chance to win it. It really is. With that kind of shooting.
It really is. It really is. And I just don't understand that. I don't understand. I have no words for what was going on. I mean, okay, Sid comes in and gives us 15 rebounds and 10 points. And then Lucy Olson, 6 rebounds and 5 assists and 5 points. I'm like, that's, and then 10 points.
That's not what we're paying Lucy $750,000 for.
And I hate it, but it's come to that. It's come to that with the NIL. It's come to that with the amount of money that you're paying these players to come here. And now you're a professional. I'm sorry, but it's true. You're a professional, so you need to be held at a professional standard. You took the money, and it's time for you to step up and perform. You need to lead this team. Like, you've got to find it somewhere. I don't know if you have to hire a coach that's going to get you to get on the floor and learn how to do that. A life coach, something, but you need to figure it out.
Right.
What?
Kelvin's he says Iowa doesn't run any good offense, coaching wise, no movement, spacing, passing, no Bluter ball, 49 points. Yeah, I don't know the last time Iowa was held to 49 points in the game, and had they won the game, they would have only scored 51 to win. Kelvin is jumping back and forth between Corey's show and this. I've got Corey's show muted. I'm watching comments pop up, and some idiot just asked AJ what he thought of Kylie. Okay, are you going to really ask the father of a teammate to be critical? He's wants not to be critical. He's not going to be critical of anybody on that team.
He should never be. He's not going to answer. He's not going to answer that. Like, I wouldn't answer that. Like, I just wouldn't. You know, this is also the 4th starting lineup that Jan has had in how many games? So it's a 4th starting lineup. But again, it was a great start.
Forced.
It was forced somewhat.
Forced. Yeah.
But again, I was disappointed to not see a freshman on the floor. I really hate to say that, but I am. I'm like, we're done. It's not working. Put the freshmen out there and let them do the same thing. Like, that's just me, but that's old school ball. Like, I'm going to take that starting 5 out, and I'm throwing the freshmen in, and I'm letting them start. Sit on the bench and figure it out. Like, you got to sit on the bench and you got to figure it out. I'm sorry, but you're not cutting it. I don't have anybody stepping up. and I'm going to find a freshman that's going to step up. I'm doing it. What do you have to lose? Like
You have
at
nothing to
least
lose, and they play all out. They're
try
not
everything.
playing tight. They are playing loose.
They
Yes, they're
are.
making some mistakes. Yes, Aaliyah made some turnovers today, as did Hayden. But
But they're freshman mistakes, and they're
yeah,
not anything worse than what our veterans are doing.
yeah.
It's not any worse. You
Okay,
know?
all right. The brain doctor wants to know if I noticed the new TikTok video that Jan and the ladies just came out with.
Yeah, I did.
I doubt it. I have not seen that.
I did.
Too
It
too
was
bad TikTok's back.
different.
Yeah.
We should not be TikToking. We should be ticky tacking and get up there and start running some different plays.
Yeah. Yeah. Kelvin's opinion when I said that he's a parent and his daughter's teammates with Kylie that he wouldn't say anything negative. Calvin's opinion is different. He says he's a parent. He might.
True. In this day and age, he might. But I'd save face. But I guarantee, maybe he has some couth about him, and maybe he understands how to answer that. Because
Mhm.
I'm sure it's not the first time that anyone's asked. I mean, so. But it's crazy that now we have to watch out and probably in college tell parents, hey, you got to watch how you're answering things. Um,
Mhm.
you know, we got
Yeah.
training in how we're supposed to answer things, but they're
Yeah.
not training the parents to do that.
Yeah. But it just seemed like when Oregon got on the roll in the third quarter, and I think they came back and did they have the lead at the third quarter or were they like a point down or something?
Yeah, I think they took over in the fourth. It was
Yeah.
mainly the fourth.
Yeah, but you could just see the momentum. I even texted you that the
You
momentum
did.
had definitely shifted, and you could tell. And I
You
wasn't
did.
having a good feeling at that point, but yet we were never out of the game. We were still in it with the chance to win it at the end. But momentum, it's just like we had tightened up. They were playing loose. They were playing what they ball. And honestly, I'm surprised they didn't play more pressure because they are a pressing team. And to see very little press on there today
They didn't.
shocked me. Early on, I understood because they weren't. You have to score to press.
Mhm. I mean, it was a slow game. I mean, the score
It
lets you
was
know
very slow and very quiet in the arena too.
Gosh, yeah, I mean, it was like, where are we? Oh, wait, we're in Oregon. Never mind. I get it. But like, it was just a
Mhm.
slow game. Like, and that score is, I mean, I went to a high school game last night, and there's an amazing player at Sandy Creek and Fayette County played, and the end of the score was 74-71 for the girls.
Mhm.
And the freshman that played for Sandy Creek, because Fayette County was winning at the time, she just decided to take over the game and scored 22 points in one quarter. I mean, that's a freshman. Like, that's the difference. Like, who's the person? Like, okay, Lucy, you should be taking the game over. That means you are demanding the ball and you're scoring. Like, that's what we need from someone who's getting that paid that money. Now I know Guyton can do that. I don't know why she's not, but I really think Guyton can take over a game.
They said this week um in a pregame, you know what I mean, one of those pressers
Yeah.
where she comes in before the
Yeah.
game and talks about the next game.
Pregame, yeah, press
Somebody
conference.
asked her if Leah Guyton was a leader, and she just said she's a very much a vocal leader on this team. And then I saw that quote, and then AJ came on. This was on X, and he said that's what a father likes to hear about his daughter.
Yeah.
You know, and then he
Yeah.
thanked the Iowa fans for embracing her.
I mean, but okay. So here's what I don't see. Okay. So
Okay.
head coach, right?
Mhm.
And we got a timeout or we're shooting a free throw. My point guard is coming over to me to the sideline as a head coach. Are we
Mhm.
seeing that? Are we seeing things being changed? I'm just asking because I don't I kind of look away sometimes, and I'm looking up
Yeah,
some
I don't
stats.
remember that. I wasn't specifically looking for that.
Right. I
But
need to
somebody
I need
like
to
you who has played the game, you would be looking for that.
Right. So I'm looking for, okay, when Oregon went up 44-41, they hit that three-pointer.
Mhm.
Timeout immediately. I'm stopping momentum immediately,
Mhm.
right? And I'm
Right.
pulling to the side because at 44-41, get them together, call the timeout. Change your defense. I mean, we played his own defense and it worked, and then we went back to man and it wasn't working again because for some reason we want to help in on the post way too deep and we leave the 3-point shooter wide open. I don't
Yeah.
understand why we do that.
I'll be
But
honest with you. I thought today we did a better job of covering the 3-point line.
yeah,
I mean,
because we
that
yeah,
one girl in the corner still was getting away with a couple that we came on her. We didn't
yeah,
come up closed. Oh, I guess what they say, they didn't close down on her quick enough.
they didn't have a closeout, and what was happening is the zone was getting stretched to one side. So when it came back around, it's your
Hmm.
top player, your wing player. She
Hmm.
has the responsibility of two players, and that was Sid. And Sid's not that fast to do that V cut down to that baseline player. She's just not that fast.
Hmm.
So either you switch and play a 1-3-1 and have your post run all the way out, and you know she's there, or you do a 1-3-1. You put Sid on the backside so Sid can run and get those corner shots.
Hmm.
Jan knows that she can play a 1-3-1. She's got great guards to do it. She's got one person who can play the inside, whether it's Stuelke, O'Grady, or Hayden. They're blocking shots when they come in the lane. I mean, you
Hmm.
can change these things up in order to do something about it, but you can't just go man and then a 2-3 or man and a 3-2. We're in
Hmm.
college. Like you got to throw zones, you got to throw pressure, you got to throw presses, and these girls know how to do it. Just we have to do it. If you're going to be defensive minded, then you really got to be defensive minded.
Yeah. Why didn't why do you think we weren't pressing when we got down? Is it because we weren't that far down? Because I would wanted to make something, especially when your shots aren't going in. I would want to force some action. I would want to force something to get us some easy buckets, like pressing and see if we could come up with a
I,
steal or something or a turnover.
I agree. I have no idea. I have no idea. I just think maybe there needed to be a timeout and somebody needed to control the game at that point. And that's what I said. Call that timeout and make some changes. Call that timeout and throw a press on them.
Hmm.
Like make a basket, throw a press. Miss a basket, get back defensively. Like do some change ups. Like you got to throw different looks at people. You can't just keep throwing the same look. If it's not working, we have to change it. It is what we do, and I know I'm gonna keep my faith. I told you I'm gonna try to stay positive.
Hmm.
And in doing that, I did look up some stats for first year coaches.
Yeah, I want to hear about that. I thought
Okay,
that might be
so
interesting to put in
yeah, so
perspective.
I was like, let me just see what's up, right? So I Googled Dawn Staley. Okay, and in 2008, 2009, when Dawn Staley was coaching her first year at South Carolina, her record was 10-18.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
So her record was 10-18.
And you
So
look at
then
her
I'm
now.
like, huh? Yeah, and then
And
look
look
at
at
her
her now.
now, right? You wouldn't even know about that. Like nobody even talks about that. Not
Yeah.
one bit do you hear about that anymore,
By the
right?
way, she's now the highest women's college coach.
Which is amazing because, during my ride at Iowa, Coach C. Vivian Stringer became the one of the highest earning head coaches,
Hmm.
which is amazing. And
Yeah.
then I went back and I looked at Angie Lee, who was the assistant for Iowa, and then she became the
Hmm.
head coach when C. Vivian Stringer left in '98, right?
Hmm.
And I was like, because I kind of fell off with following them because at that time I was overseas and we really
Hmm.
didn't get games. You know how it is. I mean, we didn't
Yep.
have the technology to see everything. So I look back now, Angie Lee. So this is an assistant who wasn't a head coach, went to a head coaching position, ran the program at Iowa. She went 27-4,
Her first
took
year.
I took Iowa to the Sweet 16
Hmm.
and became the associate press coach of the year.
Okay. What
So
happened?
right, so you got that. Then Bluter comes in 2000 2001, and she goes 21-10. Okay, so not bad. Then you look at C. Vivian, and C. Vivian goes to Rutgers, right? And she takes over that program. This
Hmm.
is where you're not pulling in big players because you got all this money and you go
Hmm.
there, you recruit like normal. She
Right.
won her first 20 games at Rutgers and they called her the Jewel of the East.
Hmm.
So, I mean, we got to
So
give her a second. It's just hard to come off of what we came off of and have
mhm,
this big of a fall.
yeah,
It's
because
hard.
it's really a hard fall. And what I'm taking away from you is that you don't see any reason for Jan falling off this far because other coaches, except for Don Staley, have had successful first seasons.
They have, but did we make the right move with Lucy? I hope so. I hope she gets out of whatever it is that she's in. Can't imagine the pressure she's under. Let's think about that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She came from what was it? Vanderbilt? Is that where she came from?
No, Villanova in the Big
Okay.
East.
There's a V. Yeah, Villanova. My bad.
Yeah, that's fine.
So she
But-
comes from Villanova in the East, right? Which is a completely different what do
Style
you
of
call
ball.
it? Conference and style of ball, right?
Yeah.
And then she comes in and she gets paid and she's got to fill the shoes of Caitlin Clark because, they're saying, hey, she was the third leading scorer underneath her, right? So she should be able to step up and fill the shoes. Come on now. Like, that's almost impossible for anyone to do. I can't imagine the pressure and stress that girl's under. Okay. Got to rise to the occasion, though.
Okay. But
Have
this
to.
is what I take away from Lucy. Nobody's expecting her to be Caitlin Clark. Nobody.
No.
But she
But they're
came in
expecting her
here
to bring
averaging.
something.
Yeah, she came in here averaging 23 points a game last year.
She's at 17.
And she's at 17-ish. Well, actually,
She
the
may be
last
less
several
than that
games,
now.
she's probably down to about 15 by now.
Maybe even less.
But she's. I think all Iowa was asking her to do is to score 20 points a game, which was not impossible.
Yep.
She has a sweet mid-range shot, but it looks like she's forcing it now. I remember at the beginning of the year, she would just pull up and she made it look so easy.
Yeah.
Now it looks like she's making it look hard. She's struggling with that shot. But here's what I take away. Lucy only scores 4 points tonight. Okay, get her up to her average, 17.
We win.
We win the game. Hannah, if Lucy does nothing else, Hannah scores her usual 12 points a game. I believe that's what her average is, 12 to 13.
Mm-hmm.
We win the game. And I texted you, I felt like if Hannah was in the game, this game would have been in control a long time ago.
Right, yeah,
Early in the game.
but I think Sid
I don't think we would have lost a 15-point lead.
Well, Sid and O'Grady, though, they came in and hit 10 and 10. So they kind of covered both because Sid doesn't normally score 10 and get 15 rebounds.
Right.
And then O'Grady got her 10. So it really is, if Lucy did score her 17, her 20, we would have won the game.
Yeah. But I believe O'Grady's closer to 16 points a game, so we didn't even get what we need out of her.
I agree.
O'Grady's the second leading scorer on this team.
And that last second shot was not hers.
No, and actually, she was making some sweet mid-range shots early in the game, but that was a little beyond mid-range. That was like free throw range, and to be totally honest, she can't hit the broadside of a barn with the free throw, so she should not be taking a jumper from there.
And I mean, a Falter just hit the wrong girl. Guyton was wide open for a three. She just didn't see her, and I mean, there's a panic there, a little bit of a panic. I mean, that's again.
It's too bad we couldn't be in position to rebound it, because then we could just lay it in, hope for a 2-point.
Yeah.
And that's enough to win, but then get fouled at the same time, or get fouled while going up for it. But I don't know in that situation if the refs would have blown the whistle with 2 seconds
probably
left
not.
to go in the game.
They would have not let that decide a game. And you got to understand, again, you got freshmen that probably would have hit the shot if it would have went out. But the ones that were in there, those are role players that knew the last second shot was going to Caitlin Clark all year. They knew it.
Right.
So again, they got to switch, and that would be. I mean, it's not. I mean, again, they're not.
These guys still waiting for Caitlin Clark to step on the court and help them out?
I would hope not anymore. I don't think so, but I know they are looking for somebody to kind of just step up, because
and the perimeter defense for Oregon really stepped up, because we were having our way with threes early in the game, and I thought this was going to be a 3-fest for us, but they pretty much shut us down on the 3-pointers in the second half.
Yeah, because we went to a different offense.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
or to a half court, afraid not to lose the game.
We were going to like a wheel offense around the top with the one in, and then in the like first and second half, like the first quarter and the second quarter, we were doing more of a motion screen down, move around, like not a flex. It's similar to a flex, but it's not a flex offense. But yeah, I mean, and then we went to the one where we're just four out and one in, and it wasn't working. It was easy for them to guard it.
Yeah. Calvin, I don't know if you're still watching or not, but we just discussed that what Angie Lee's first year was like.
Yep.
Yep.
27-4.
Mm-hmm.
Took Iowa to the Sweet 16 and won head coach of the year, Associate Press head coach of the year. That's pretty amazing, especially to fill the shoes of Coach Stringer.
Yeah. I don't remember. I remember that something went wrong with Angie Lee. I don't know if it was her record or the
I
girls didn't
don't
like
remember
her.
either.
Because I do know that she was unceremoniously dismissed, and I thought it was right after a game or something.
Really?
Yeah. I'd have to go back and check that out. But
you'd have to check it out. I have no idea.
I seem to remember an interview with her. She was standing by the team bus or something, and she had just been fired or something, but I could be wrong.
Oh my gosh.
That's how I remember it, but I could be remembering wrong because I'm getting to be an old man now.
Well, I can just let you know that Coach Lee got on my butt a lot. A lot. I don't know if I reminded her of herself or what, but she was on me all the time. I appreciated it though. I mean, because she made me a better player and a better person. But man, she was on me. I was like, "God, Coach Lee, what did I do to you?"
Yeah.
I took it. I took it like a champ. But yeah, it's crazy.
That's nice though. I mean, coaches should not be friends. They should be getting on you. They should be, and you guys didn't have social media back in that days, but yeah, you didn't have it. Social media didn't start, not social media, but the internet didn't even start taking on any life until the late 90s.
Right.
Then it was either AOL or dial-up bulletin board material.
that noise.
Oh my God, I can still hear it. My first computer.
You got mail.
Taking an hour to get on the internet, and the only thing I could do was go to a bulletin board.
And you tell people like, please just get off the phone. I'm trying to open my email.
Yeah. Oh, well, then the other part is I don't know. Some of the younger people won't remember this. Is because you had dial-up. If you're waiting to get on, which took forever, if somebody called you, it killed it.
Yep. It did. I'm like, oh, really? Why are you calling me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
all the days of dial-up, I'm sure glad those are gone.
Yeah. This is gonna be rough. I just know that it's gonna be rough now. Because who do we have next?
We have Washington, and we're going to be playing without Hannah again. Somebody said that they thought Hannah didn't make the trip to Oregon. I thought she made it, and they sent her home. Because there was pictures on yesterday or the day before. She's walking to the plane with one of her stuffed animal in her hand.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I'm wondering why. Like,
something must have noticed something while she was there at Oregon when she got there. But I think they sent her home. I don't believe she stayed home. I believe they sent her home.
I just don't remember her hitting the floor or doing anything. Like, I don't remember.
Yeah, that was the near end of the game. Somebody over here on this stuff over here I'm reading.
Yeah.
This said that only thing Jan said is that somebody at Nebraska whacked her.
That's what I figured. She got hit in the head by an elbow or something pretty good. Maybe in the temple or something, and that's where it's real sensitive.
Obviously, it wasn't called a foul.
Right. No. So
I would love to go back and find the film and see what happened at that exact moment.
Yeah, because you can get jacked pretty good with some elbows. So I believe it, and you need to be careful with concussions because you just never know.
You do, yeah. And it's the right. As much as we want Hannah to play, we would rather have.
Oh, it's the right thing to do. Yeah.
It's the right thing to do. Keep her out for 2 games, and hopefully, when the team comes back home, she can be back playing again.
Yeah, because they have concussion protocols and everything, and they have a baseline they run on them. So if she gets back to her baseline, she'll be good. But
yeah, we saw with Cade McNamara when he never, because of his concussion, he never did get back on the football field as the quarterback. He was never able to play again.
Well, and if they get hit so many times, there's just some serious stuff that can happen.
Yeah, I know that football worries about CTE, and some players have had it. One of Iowa lost a player to death because of CTE. But I imagine in basketball it can happen too. With elbows flying, especially when you're physical.
Yep. Happens in volleyball. They get their feet cut out from under them and hit their head. We had
Hmm.
a girl do that at Sandy Creek, and yeah, she had some pretty major issues. So they had to.
Sandy Creek. That's not the one that had the shooting, is it? Is this a different Sandy Creek?
Yeah, no, that's not. Yeah, no,
Okay.
no,
I
no.
guess it's just second time. I could
Yeah,
swear I've
no,
heard that
no,
name
no, no,
before.
no, no, no shooting. We're like little Tyrone, Georgia, like country bumpkin. Really is what it feels like. But
Mm,
yeah, it's still small town. Kind of
okay.
all runs together, but
All
yeah,
right.
I'm pretty sure. So you think Jan's gonna take some heat for this one?
Um, she's taking heat over there on the Corey's message board as they're talking.
Are they?
And of course, like I said, you've got the father of one of her players sitting in there. I don't know what he thinks. I don't know whether he. I know parents have quiet opinions, but they're not publicly going to say anything and jeopardize their daughter's playing time or their, whatever happens.
Yeah. I mean, I as a coach, when things are said, though, I mean, you know things are going to be said. She knows, she feels it. She's going to feel
Mhm.
the heat. You can't help but understand that something's going to come from someone. I mean, that's just the nature of the
Right.
beast. Um, and it's big shoes for her to fill as well. And the big thing is, well, the good thing is that Iowa's loyal. They're going to hold on to her. I mean, we know that Iowa is loyal with their coaches.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. I
so
mean, Angie's not going anywhere after this year unless she chooses to do. Not Angie. I was looking right at our little thing that said Angie,
no,
but
Jan. Yeah, Jan's not going anywhere.
yeah,
No,
Jan's not going
no.
anywhere unless she chooses to leave on her own. She's going to have a few years to make this work and get her
Yeah,
recruits in.
yeah. I mean,
You
I
know,
doubt very much, but
yeah. I just
they.
think this year is a lost year. I've come to the realization that
Yeah,
this team is. I
yeah,
know there's a lot of talent on this team, but it's not gelling the way it needs to, and there's too many turnovers, and again, they're missing free throws at crucial times. Although
yeah.
there weren't that many today. Did you find that funny that they didn't call a lot of fouls today?
Yeah, it was like they were just
Yeah,
going
we're
up and
just
down the floor, up and down the
yeah.
floor, and there
It's
was.
almost like the refs just like, okay, unless it's obvious, don't call it, guys. I want to go home. I got dinner waiting.
I know. It's such a low scoring game. I mean, South Carolina hit 100 today. You
Oh my
know.
God, I saw that at one point they were ahead of Oklahoma by about 50 points.
Yeah.
And,
And they
it's
had
like, and
people,
Oklahoma's ranked.
right, and they had people in the game I've never seen before in my life. So, you know what I mean? Like, so they went through their whole entire bench and played everybody and still scored 100.
Who what was the final score for Oklahoma? What did they
Oh,
end up with?
I'm not sure. I stopped watching. I said, this is so boring and horrible. I feel so bad for Oklahoma.
Yeah, and they're a ranked team, so even ranked teams can go crash and burn.
They can. Like they can. I mean, and it's it's
Yeah.
it's the hype. I mean, there's a lot of hype there. You're at South Carolina.
Mhm.
The place is packed.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
There's
Penn
yeah.
State women's beat Ohio State women today. So
Yay.
don't overlook teams like Penn State, but I believe we've already beat them. I think we're safe. I think
Yeah.
I don't remember who we beat. Penn State, Northwestern, is that it?
I don't even know anymore. Seriously, I have no idea. It's
uh,
sad. I
yeah.
just can't. I cannot look at that 2-6. Like that just is so rough. And you
Yeah.
said that look 12-7, and we have such a long season, a bunch of games left. I think you're right. I think you're right. You're lucky we came in. Didn't we come in 12-2 to start? 12 and
Mm.
2 to start the Big Ten.
Yeah, and now we are
12 and
12
7.
and 7, 12 and 7, a 5-game losing streak.
So it's crazy. So like, but it's good that we came in 12-2 because good lord. So we got
We
two
had a
more
good thing
games,
going. How did we beat Iowa State? Or are they not that good?
right?
Because Iowa State came in ranked when we beat them.
Iowa State was getting their butt kicked today against whoever they were playing. I can't remember who they were playing, but they were getting their butt kicked. They were just not looking good.
Mm.
I think it was a road game, and I'm not sure who they were playing, but they were not doing well. Probably should keep those names in my head, but It's
Okay,
hard.
Washington beat Purdue yesterday. That's our next game.
Oh wow.
Let me tell you where they stand so we have an idea. They're 4-3, 13-6.
Mm.
They're right in the middle. They're from like Minnesota, Michigan State, Nebraska, Oregon, Michigan, and Washington and Indiana are all right there between 5-2 and 4-3. That's a jumbled up mess. And we're down there with Wisconsin, Penn State, Northwestern, Purdue, and Rutgers.
That's so crazy.
I don't remember which two teams we beat. I'm pretty sure Penn State was one of them. But Purdue might have been the other. But
That's
we have
just
a shot at
crazy.
Rutgers. They don't
Yep.
have the one game yet. Wisconsin's only won one game.
We
And
can't
here's the
say we
sad thing:
haven't.
we lost to
Look,
Illinois, and they've only won. They're 3-4. They're also
we
sub 500 in the league.
we can't say we could win that game at all anymore. Like I hate it. Like because you just never know. I mean, we come out killing it and then drop that lead is just
Yeah, we
it's
got
unforgivable.
Washington this week. I don't remember who else we got coming up after this. I mean, we got Washington, I believe, on Wednesday. You know what? Our next game might be USC because it's February 2nd game.
It might be.
Or they've got the calendar here. No, we
may
don't.
have Washington. We may have Washington before them, and then USC, UCLA maybe. Because don't we have like through 2 more weeks left of January?
Yeah, so I'm a little behind here. I want to see what our schedule looks like the
So if
next
we have
2
two
weeks
more
leading
weeks,
in the USC game because I'm not looking forward to that.
no,
USC or UCLA, I would rather not play those games. Could they just get stuck on the airplane or something and not get here?
they won't. They're gonna make it, and hopefully we can turn something around by then. That would be great. That would be a wonderful way to turn it around. We
Mhm.
can only hope. We can hold on to hope.
Yeah. Darn, I can't get the schedule up. Darn it.
I mean,
It
I
won't
would
come up.
really, really like to be like a fly on the wall in a practice or a fly on the wall in the locker room and just see
Mhm.
I want to see the talk. I want to see the pregame talk. I want to see the after game talk. I want to be in a practice after this many losses and see how it goes. I mean, I
Yeah.
know losing like this with Coach Stringer, I would have went home and got myself a stress fracture because we would have ran so much.
Yeah.
Um, right off the plane.
Mhm.
Uh, Probably wouldn't have touched a ball for the first hour of practice. Running every stair in Carver Hawkeye Arena. I mean, but I know now you can't do that, right? You can't do that to these players now. They might break or
Right.
something. Or
Okay, so this Wednesday, the 22nd, we have Washington at
okay,
Washington.
okay,
We come home to Northwestern.
okay.
That
Good.
could be a get well
Two
game.
wins. Two wins.
It should be a win. I'm hoping we can find a way to beat Washington too, that the
We
girls
should
can do
beat
the
Washington. We should beat Northwestern, and then
Yeah,
come in
okay.
and have fun.
Then we have the Caitlin Clark game, the USC game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to be pretty, even with
No, that's
Caitlin there. Could you
no.
think we could, borrow somebody's uniform and put it on her and just sit
I
in her?
think they
Think
notice.
anybody would notice?
Yes, she might be able to pull off McCabe. Or
Yeah,
McCab, like that guy kept saying.
yeah, McCabe. I don't know. Somebody must have gotten his ears because he finally
They
got
did.
all three names right that he was butchering.
They did. They had to have because they're
So
like, dude, really?
yeah, take a look. They put out pronunciation sheets for names on how it's pronounced. Please read it and understand. And and the thing is like you said, with the E at the end of McCabe, where did he get McCab out of?
Hooked on phonics, dude. Come on now.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I hate when BTM Plus we go on the road because their announcers are always so bad.
And
I
it's
don't know these
so
training schools.
boring.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
it's
And so then we go on the road after we get whipped by USC. We'll go on the road to Minnesota. I'm going to take that as a loss right now, just
I
for the
don't
way we're
know.
playing. And
Let's
then we
just do
go,
that. So we'll just say it's a loss, so we won't be disappointed. How about that?
okay, all right. And then we go back to Nebraska, or we're going to Nebraska this time. Do we get revenge? Are we good enough to get revenge on that team? No. Okay. If it was Caitlin, they would. Caitlin would not let that happen twice in one season.
Yeah,
Um.
yeah.
Okay. Then we come home to Rutgers on February 13th.
There's a win.
There's a win. Um. Ohio State at Ohio State. That's a loss. Home versus UCLA. At this time, that's a loss.
When is that game?
That UCLA game is February 23rd. You want to fly back to Iowa for that?
Yeah, I want to. I'm gonna drive back to Iowa. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
What day is it on?
February 23rd is a Thursday. You might have to take some time off from school and coaching.
It's a Thursday, February 23rd.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
My brain is working.
It's
My
a
brain's
Sunday.
working.
It's a
Oh,
Sunday. You could come for the weekend and drive home and still be in school on Monday.
I can miss Monday. No, I can miss Monday.
All right.
I might think about that.
All right. And then after UCLA, we finish up with Michigan at Michigan. Potential loss there.
Yeah. I'm not counting those. I can't count everything. I'm not doing it anymore. Just stop looking at the
Okay,
record.
I did. If you were counting, I did not find 5 losses to get us back to 5 wins to get us back to 500.
I didn't either.
I just think we're going to have to the fans are going to have to just stop bitching and moaning and groaning.
And understand what we're doing.
Yes. Stop asking for Jan to be fired.
Yeah.
She's learning. Unfortunately, she's learning, but we don't want her. We want her to. We thought maybe we had the right girl coming in, and we probably still do.
Yeah.
I just hope it doesn't. This year's results doesn't hurt recruiting for the future, because they were for some big time recruits. They've got one of the top in the nation coming in. Next year, Addie Deal. And she already feels the pressure in an interview saying that she's expected to be the next Caitlin Clark, as people are telling her. And I'm surprised that she kind of bought into that and said, I can do that, or I can fill in, or something like that. She should have said, no, I'm the next Addie Deal. I will be Addie Deal. I'm not going to be.
She just
Caitlin
said,
Clark.
I'm the real deal. Like, just say I'm the real deal. Like, that's what it is.
I'm the real deal. There you go.
Be you.
Yeah. But yeah, let's just hope that, like I told you earlier, I just think with all the experience that the freshmen are getting this year, I hope that they're able to step up and not be role players anymore in supporting roles, that they can just take this team to the level it needs to be,
I think we'll start to see that as we head into the last weeks of February. I'm telling you, you're going to start to see it. They're going to get through these rough games, and then they're going to come out and they're going to fight. I see those guys being leaders, but she's got to let them be leaders. You got to let them be leaders.
Yeah. Is there a point where you just write it out with your freshmen as long as you can? Where you say, okay, seniors, I'm sorry, this is the end of the road, but we're not going to the dance this year. We're not even going to go to the NIT. This is a season that we get crazy, but I need to play these girls and these other girls and get them ready for next season, and they're my leaders for next year.
Yeah.
And
if they're doing it, the seniors aren't going to be mad, because they're still going to get their time. They're still going to play.
Yeah, they're still going to play.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, Taylor McCabe will be back next year if she doesn't leave us. And
she won't leave.
So will Hannah Stuelke. Those two are going to Hannah Stuelke's just too nice and sweet to be a leader. She needs to be a vocal leader and just tell those guys, I'm tired of losing. Get me the ball. Get me the ball, and I'll get you a score.
Yes. I trust me. I used to say that a lot. You better give me the ball. I'm telling you right now. If I'm getting this rebound for you, and I'm running all the way down the other end of the court, and I'm pushing it out for you, you better get it to me when I get back inside. I'm just telling you right now.
Yeah.
Give me the ball. So, I mean, yeah, but you've heard Hannah Stuelke do interviews before, right?
Yes.
It's not in her.
No, it's not.
That's not in her.
She's
now,
very
if you
sweet,
want her
very
to do
quiet.
a TikTok,
she doesn't like doing interviews. You can tell it.
No, but if you want to do her a TikTok and have her dance, she's going to do that for you. So
yeah, she's going to do that.
She will do that. So maybe she can dance on the floor and get us some more points.
There you go. Say,
I'd be telling her, I'd be like, look, do that TikTok-y thing on the floor and get us some points, Hannah.
yeah,
I mean, I would joke with her and I'd get her going. I'd do something, like anything, like try anything,
yeah,
you know?
loosen her up. Do you know that how hard that had to be for her to watch that sitting in Iowa City,
Awful,
watching that game, and not
awful,
knowing that she can't do anything to help them fix it?
awful. Like, it is the worst. Yeah, but going back to those freshmen, yeah, she's got to put those freshmen in, and there's really no explaining. I'm telling you, there's
Mhm.
no explaining. That's your future. So
It is.
it's a
It
business
is.
now. That's your future. And I know Jan is used to that loyalty thing. You know, look at where she's been and who she's been with for how many years. I mean, it was Drake and then it was Iowa and she was with Bluter the entire time. So she
Mhm.
does have that loyalty thing in her. But there
Mhm.
comes a point in time where you got to look at your future and the future of Iowa basketball. And you have to step up and do what's best and what's right. And look, a Fulter and Fauerbach, and they are great kids. And as long as they're winning, they are fine being those role players. They really are. But
Okay. I'm gonna just play this clip real quick. I
okay,
have to do it. Hopefully this is the right one.
that went for a second.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to the
Is
clip
that it?
supposed to be running. It disappeared.
Huh.
uh, it
and
disappeared.
and now back to you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyhow,
Lord.
so all right, Wednesday night, Washington. We
Mhm.
hope that we can find a way to win that game. Let's just hope the
Yep.
girls are mad enough and angry enough. But I just feel like they keep pushing too much. They're trying too hard.
It was in the end, like you, because saying that kind of brought something up to me. It felt like they were playing to not lose.
Hmm.
You know, when that pressure started coming in, it felt like they were playing to not lose. They weren't
Hmm.
playing Iowa basketball,
Yeah.
just playing to win the game.
Let me tell you, when I was coaching soccer, one of my very first seasons as a head coach, I learned a hard lesson playing not to lose.
Yep.
And so we lost the championship game because of that. Because we ended up, well, let's just say that we ended up playing not to lose and tried to play more defense and just didn't do a lot of offense because we were trying to keep the ball out of the net, which we didn't. They scored two quick goals. They quit 2 quick goals and beat us. I never did that again. I From that on we attacked the ball at all times. Attack, attack, attack. I didn't care where the ball was at. We attacked it offensively.
What is that comment? Who commented? This is getting absolutely ridiculous and blowing a 15.
Yeah, this is Colleen Schreier.
Yeah,
She's commented a lot on previous shows. I haven't seen much of her comments
yeah,
lately.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
she's a
she's
very
right.
big women's basketball player. A very big fan of Caitlin Clark. Okay, How many
Um,
games are they
it,
going to dominate the first half and completely fall in the second half?
I agree.
Honestly, this is kind of a different type of game. This is one where they got out to a great start and didn't have to claw their way back. They just let the other team claw back this time.
They did. So I said they were playing to not lose the game. That's really what it looked like. And I
Hmm.
just don't understand like the X's and O's, like what's going on, like what's changing, like that's why I said I'd love to be a fly on the wall, like in those huddles and on the sideline and when the talks are going on with the players and what is the change, like what are we changing, why, like why is that happening, why are you going 9 minutes without scoring,
Yeah.
why, like what changed, like what was that, nothing, like I mean, what, you still got the same players in. And what'd she say?
She
Where's
says,
Lucy?
"Where is
Exactly.
Lucy?" Yeah, exactly.
I
Where was her
agree.
when we needed her?
I agree. That's exactly, we've been saying that, like seriously, like where is she? You're giving us only five points and 5 assists and
Hmm.
6 rebounds. And then, shooting these off balance shots and shooting on the way down. Like I don't understand it. Like her shots looking more and more awkward. Again, like I said though, golly, the pressure on that girl. Like the
There's
pressure
a
on
lot
that
of
girl.
pressure on her right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
But you
But
got to step up to it.
yeah, it sounds like, according to Lucy, the girls are getting on each other emotionally in the locker room, but at the end of the day, they still love each other, they're still friends, and they all want to win. So
Got it. Yeah, I mean, we do. I mean, but man, I'm
maybe
telling you,
that's
in
what they need.
practice,
Maybe they
yeah,
just
but
need to tell the coaches to stay out. We're going to have a meeting with the players only and just
we're gonna
hash
have a
some things
we're
out.
gonna have a come to Jesus, and we're gonna figure this out. Now, are you kicking each other's butt in practice? Is what I need to know. I mean, we used to come off bleeding. Like, I'd be like, "Is there a scratch on my face?" And they'd be like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's because I just hit that 3-pointer in your face, and the only way you could stop me from doing it was grab my face. So let's
Right.
go at it again." But then we go and have dinner. Like, we
Hmm.
go to
Right.
the dorms and have dinner together. But you
Hmm.
have to give that in practice. It's like I said, I wish I were there to see what's going on. Is that intensity in practice?
Hmm.
Are they pushing each other to the point where, they are at a breaking point? Are those breaking points happening in practice?
Hmm.
Are you getting to them where they're down by, are we doing these situations? Are we in game situations where, because are we seeing anything with X's and O's? I'm just letting you know, like, okay,
Hmm.
so we're down by 1. We have 10 seconds left. We're running 10, which is a quick shot. It's a quick shot for
Hmm.
either a guard on the wing, and if she misses, the post players are in the paint to rebound. So, like you said, we get the rebound, we put it back up, right?
Hmm.
Like, what she say there?
Oh,
They
they're
just got to
just
get
not
it together.
together. I think you pretty much said that already. They're not together.
Yeah, yeah. There's no flow. Like, it's
Yeah.
almost like they're individuals. Like, you're not seeing them really flow together and the ball really move around the
Hmm.
perimeter. And they're trying though, but see, that's the problem. They're trying to force it, and we
Yeah,
haven't
that's
found.
what happened when they started making their run at us. We started forcing some things, but
Yeah,
part of the reason why they made their run at us because we weren't making any shots. Four, what was that? What did I say that was? 4 for 16 in the second half, or something like that, or 3 for 14, or something like that. But anyway, it wasn't good.
it's not good.
It's
No,
not
it's not
good.
good at
That
all.
means most of our points came at the free throw line.
And then we're still only making like 50% from the free throw line.
Hmm.
Like, we're not hitting our, like,
Yeah,
if I get to the free throw line, then yeah, I mean,
yeah. Another difference I noticed, that 6'8" girl, she wasn't really a factor in the first half, but in the fourth quarter, she came to play. It's
she
like she
did,
can
and
turn it on and turn it off when she wants to.
I was
Apparently,
like, did she get into some foul trouble or something? Because she was off the floor for a long time.
that actually she wasn't. Now that I noticed that, yeah,
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I'll keep her on the bench, coach. I'm like, it's
yeah.
fine with us.
Is
I
she an
mean,
overseas player from overseas? Because she looked
maybe,
like it, and her name looks like it.
maybe. I don't know though.
Okay,
Maybe,
yeah. Is that what
but
we need, though? Do we need to go after some professional overseas players and bring them over like some of the other teams are doing?
maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but you said you wanted to be a fly in the locker room. You don't have to be a fly. You, as a former Hawkeye, have
Can go.
access. All you got to do is ask Jan if you can come in and talk to the girls and
I'm
stuff.
gonna go down for
Tell her
that
that you were on a
UCLA
Final
game.
Four team with Vivian Stringer, and maybe Jan will let you come in and speak to the team.
I'm not sure if she'll even give me a ticket. I got to figure out how I'm gonna get a ticket to that UCLA game. I gotta get the phone number of the girl that was calling me when I was up in the stands, and she was sending me messages saying, "Hey, if you need anything, just let me know." So I gotta get a hold of her so that I can go get tickets to sit back in the. I gotta go to that UCLA game. Now that you said that,
Okay.
it's at Iowa. I gotta
So
go.
who was texting you? Some girl?
It was one of their assistants that helps with she helps with, I guess, player whatever. I don't know what it's called, but she's probably like an associate something or other.
Oh, okay. All right.
She got together the alumni stuff, and she'll probably answer the emails, and then, like, if we
Mm.
get tickets, she makes sure we got our tickets. So
Just to
just
say,
that
hey,
she's behind the
just
scenes person.
just ask her to talk to Jan. See if you can come in and get them a pet talk before the UCLA game.
Something like
Just
something like,
say,
come
hey, I would
on.
like to come in. I mean, I know what it takes to win. I've been here.
I know, right?
you know.
Oh my
Then go
gosh.
out on the floor with Ava Hyde and show her a few tricks. Forget the other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, I don't know if I'm wondering when the last time UCLA came to Iowa because I know that UCLA came and played Iowa because I was at UCLA. So, and then I transferred at the semester and went back to Iowa, and then UCLA came and played us because they were coming
They
to
were
Iowa to bring me back home to play in front of my fans. But I transferred. So I was
oh
at
my
Iowa when
gosh.
they came back. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But I still love my Bruins. Like my Bruin sisters they're amazing. I still love
7
them.
free throws for Iowa, 1 for Oregon. By the way, Colleen says I'll go in there and talk to them.
Right.
She can be feisty.
Let's go. Let's go. I mean, if you get me in there, I'll tell you. I'm gonna tell them a few things on what they need to do.
There you go. There you go. Wow, we're just starting to get some more viewers as we're getting to the end of this. So, guys, go back and listen to the
Yeah.
replay. Watch the whole thing from start to finish.
Yeah.
I promise you, you won't be disappointed.
Nah.
If you guys haven't already subscribed while you're watching right now, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Also, hit the like button while you're thinking about it right now. Just hit that like button. It's probably right about there.
Helps us.
Okay.
Helps him
Anyway,
out.
okay. On to Washington. Hopefully it won't be too bad. It's another late game for you guys. I don't know if you want to talk after the game or not. Well, we'll talk about it during the week.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. All right. Wait a minute. Colleen has one more comment.
What she got?
I went to the Nebraska game. Do they have to be at home to get pumped up? Well, they
Right?
lost the Nebraska game, so apparently they don't have to be anywhere to get pumped up. Okay, Kelvin says they hit 5 of 7. That's not many free throws, but obviously they shot a lot better than they have in the past.
They did. They did. We didn't get on the line very much, but like you said, those officials weren't calling many calls.
No, they weren't. Neither team was getting the calls.
Nope.
It seemed more like the obvious ones. But the one call that I thought the refs blew, and it could have helped us, was the one where it looked like Aaliyah Guyton had pushed the ball out of bounds, but in replay she never touched the ball.
Oh wow!
It was passed from an Oregon player this was toward the end of the game,
and she didn't touch it.
She didn't touch it. I think she went for it, but she couldn't get it, and it went right past her. And it went past another Oregon player and went out of bounds. And even the announcer said when they were doing the review that that's Iowa's ball. They're going to get the ball back. And, of course, the refs came back and gave it to Oregon. And I'm thinking, Jan, you need to get up there and yell and scream. Well, Leah knows she didn't touch that ball going out. She knows
they need to review it.
Yeah, well, they did review it, but they went back to it.
Really?
Yeah. Even Colleen knew she didn't touch the ball. I mean the replay, they showed it several times. She didn't touch it.
Golly.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. I do appreciate you guys watching. Please watch the replay. Please watch and before I go, just to let you know, we are part of the Villain Sports Network. I wasn't able to run the tape. I'll have to ask Andrew, who's the head of the Villains Network, where the video for that is on here. But yeah, there's several people. There's a lot of different people on here, and there's 2 Hawkeyes on here. So we got 2 Hawkeye stuff on here.
That's awesome.
So I will pump up my Hawkaholics friends. They're the ones that got me on here. I just want to say thank you, Brandon and Brad, for getting us on here. And I also want to pump up their baseball show coming up in February.
Oh, yay.
They've
Good job.
Yeah, they're taking a break between football and baseball, and they're going to do baseball. And one of the people going to be on that show is Jason. You guys know Jason from all my football shows, so Jason is going to be part of their baseball show. So
cool.
And we'll cover as much softball and baseball this season as we can, but I have to kind of wait until it's on regular TV for me.
That'll be cool. So I think my niece Streff, she plays for Iowa softball. So
good.
I know.
Well, good. Then you should be able to watch it then.
Yeah, I should be able to. Maybe I can get her to get on here and talk to us.
Okay. Colleen says it's -29 in Iowa right now. Where are you at for temperature?
Dang.
We were at 60 today.
We were not at 60. I think we just dropped to 30 something because that cold front's coming in, and we're about to get a bunch of snow, all the way down to the Georgia-Florida border. It's gonna
Wow, that's
happen
crazy that you're
Wednesday,
getting snow that low in the lower.
Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's about to happen. So like
I'm
we have
assuming
Monday
people in
off.
Georgia. I'm assuming people in Georgia can't drive in snow.
No, they can't. So like they just told us to take all our stuff home, and we would be a virtual school on Tuesday and Wednesday probably.
Yeah, that's what my daughter in Oklahoma, where she teaches.
Yeah.
That's what they
But
do whenever they
that's
have a snow day. It's virtual. It's a virtual
That is
school day.
cold. Negative 29. Woo!
Yeah, that's cold.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We are really going to get out of here now, guys. We intended
Bye.
to only go about 30 minutes, but hey, the show speaks for itself. Thanks, guys.
Yay.
I will never be free now, my baby. No, no.